Once a king, he gathered some soldiers of his army, and they were gathered early in the morning for a hunt. What usually would happen when the king would leave with his soldiers, he would be galloping away ahead with his soldiers, going towards his destination for hunting, and people would know that the king is coming with his hunting party, and they would leave room for the king to pass, because the king would not stop for anyone. Why? Because it's the king's hunt. Once the king leaves with his horse and his soldiers and his party to hunt, everyone must clear the area. And in the old days, as you know, towns or settlements, they had walls built around them. So this king, he prepares for his hunt. He's on his horse, galloping away, soldiers, viziers, whoever else with him. And as he leaves the boundary of the settlement, a one-eyed man is walking on the path, carefree. He's not worried about what's coming ahead of him or what's happening around him. This man is just walking along the path, and he has no concern, no real concern for what is ahead or any potential dangers ahead or around him. Anyway, the king, as he is galloping forward, he sees this one-eyed man in front of him, and he has to stop his horse, or he has to change his direction slightly because that man did not give way. The king is so angry that this one-eyed man has stopped him in his path that he commands his soldiers, take hold of him and tie him between these pillars. The man is shocked. He doesn't know why this is happening to him, but the king believes that it was a bad omen or bad luck or whatever. After giving the orders to the soldiers, this poor man is tied between two pillars, and the king goes off on his hunt. It just happened to be the case that on that day, the king had a very successful hunt. He hunted every target that he tried to hunt. He managed to hit every single target. He hunted so many birds, animals. The cart was full. So in the evening, he returned with his companions and everyone else, and they were all praising him, and they're happy, saying, Your Excellency, Your Highness, you've had a very successful hunt today. So many animals have been caught, and this cart full of the hunted animals or birds is returning with the king, and the king is galloping back into the city. He reaches the area where that man is tied between the pillars. He says to the king, he says to him, O king, Your Highness, tell me, who is ill-fortuned? Meaning, who is bad luck? Who really is bad luck from the two of us? When the soldiers hear this comment, because obviously it was considered to be disrespectful towards the king, the man he was saying, in other words, are you the one who is unlucky, or am I the unlucky one? Are you the ill-fortuned one? Am I the ill-fortuned one? Are you the one who brings bad luck, or am I the one who brings bad luck? So when the soldiers heard this comment, who is the ill-fortuned one from us? They took their swords and they were about to execute him. The king stopped them. But this man was fearless in his response, in his address to the king. He continued and he said, You saw me, and after that you had a successful hunt. You come back with a cart full of hunted animals and birds. I saw you, and I was tied between these pillars. So who is ill-fortuned? Who brings bad luck? When the king heard this response or these comments from the one-eyed man, he regretted his actions. He was ashamed of the steps that he took. He realized that this was nothing to do with someone bringing bad luck, or this was nothing to do with that poor man, one-eyed man, who was just walking along the path. And he freed the man, and he gave him a reward to compensate for the suffering caused by the king's orders. So we learn that individuals are not bad luck for other individuals. A person does not bring bad luck to another person. Yes, we have instances where individuals can come to our homes or be our guests, and they bring the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with them. they bring our sustenance with them. Allah makes them a means. Because remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes to give people sustenance through asbab, through means. Yes, we can have people who bring a certain contentment when we are in their company, or they are a means of inspiring us. But this attitude that someone is ill-fortuned, or someone, their presence or looking at them is something that will bring us bad luck, this is not the way of Islam, and we should not be affected by this superstition.
We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel.